2014, May. I was studying for my high school exam, and I had few more questions to tackle before I would call it a night. It was a mathematics exam. I heard somebody crying. I thought, let me focus on my exam preparation. I heard it again. I changed my room, and I continued preparing for that. The following day, I heard that crying again. Crying is okay. I also cry, and it's okay if people cry. However, after a few days, I went to my neighbor. I asked her, I heard you crying last night. Is everything okay? She said, yeah, everything is fine. Don't worry. I said, can you please tell me what is wrong? She said, close the door, shut the windows, and she said, shh, can you please be quiet? I said, please tell me. She said, my alcoholic husband beats me every night, and that is why you heard me crying. The young girl here, she said, hey, let's go to the police and file this complaint. She said, please, no. I said it again, let's go to the police and file this complaint. She said, if you really care for me, please do not tell this to anyone. I could not understand. I came back. She met me again and she said, I am illiterate. I could not even read a word. I have 3 children to feed. At least this person gives me 3 meals a day. I was married off with dowry. And that changed my life. I realized education is not just a tool, but a weapon to fight so many problems in the society. I determined that I have to step out to really show them what it really means to be educated. I asked myself, what can I do the best at this point of my life? I was born in a Dalit family, which is untouchable caste, and I was facing a caste-based discrimination firsthand. However, I felt that's okay. There are so many people like me who are in this society. I also see my name does not have a surname. And sometimes I feel probably that is the reason why I'm here today. Well, I started talking to students, and I realized that I think I need to go out and change the world. On 7th grade, somebody told me, Lady Shri Ram College is the best place to go for women if you want to study humanities. I didn't know anything about it. In fact, in 7th grade, a tutor who told me that do not read books, because if you read books, you might lose your score in your exams. And I never read any books. I was in Delhi. It was such a big culture shock. People were talking about web series. They were talking about movies and poets and books. I thought, where am I? This is such a big culture shock. I cannot survive. What will I talk about? Should I talk about NCERT books here? Like, what would they talk to me? I was so confused, and I thought, I don't belong here. However, I had stories from my village. I had life lessons. I have wisdom from all these women who I met. I started connecting them with those stories. And I started seeing them, my friends and my teachers, they started responding and they said, wow, like this is incredible. We love to know more about your village. And that is how my journey started. I was elected as the leadership roles for multiple societies in the college. I was managing 75 plus students at a time, organizing food festival, panel discussions, campaigns, and all of that. And I was not just received a college award, but I also offered a full scholarship to go study abroad in Japan. I was walking on the hallway and I saw my name on the notice board. I was somebody who would keep applying to internships, scholarship, anywhere. And just hoping that someday, probably I will get through something, because I was so clueless, like I don't know what is good for me. So I would try everything so that I would know that what I'm not good at. I was walking in the hallway and I saw my name as one of the 2 students who got selected to go study abroad in Japan. I thought, why me? Like there were hundreds of students applied for this. Why me? I rushed to the principal's office. This is a photograph of Dr. Suman Sharma. I went to the principal's office and I told my mom that, "Mom, I saw my name on the notice board and please tell me I'm not going to Japan." She's like, "Hey, come inside, have a seat." I was like, "Ma'am, I saw my name, I'm going to Japan, please tell me this is wrong." She said, "Have some water. Do you see this window?" I said, "Yeah. I used to see from this window you teaching your friend every day." I said, "Yeah?" She said, "I met your friend last week and I asked her questions in Hindi. She was responding all the questions in English. You changed the life of one girl. Go change the world." To this day, these words echoes to my ear. Go change the world. And here I am. I was in Japan. I had a really good time. I knew Japanese was another language I learned. And now I knew that I already had this magic of LSR, the magic of good institution, the magic of good mentorship, the magic of authenticity. And I was in Japan making connection, and I knew that the world is so much bigger than what I thought in a small village. Upon completing my work here in Japan, I was offered this internship to live in a small town it's called Soyazaki. And my work was nothing but collecting stories from people. And I would go meet people. They would invite me for lunch, and I would just listen to them. And I remember at the end of my internship, I hosted this big farewell, and I was narrating my story. The one person, a good friend, his name is Travis, and he told me, "Sneha, your name is written in the history of Soyazaki." I thought, what did I do? And he said, "You made us realize why this life is so beautiful. They are so grateful to be in this space where they have nature. And then they also got to know that life is just so beautiful by being together and learning together." I came back to India, and then I asked myself again, what is the best thing I could do at this point of my life? I decided to study abroad for higher education. I applied to 5 schools in the US and 1 school in Canada. I got rejection from all 5 schools, including Harvard. Then I thought, let's just go to Canada right now. I had a good time with my family. We had a farewell dinner. I came to New Delhi. I remember the night when I had my flight, I went with my brother to a pharmacy to collect some of the last few medicines that you take. And my brother asked me, "Hey, what was the name of that medicine?" And I said, "Actually, I don't want to go." He's like, "No, you're going there. Like, you have a flight in the next 3 hours. You're going." I said, "No, I think something doesn't feel right to me, and I'm going against my dream." I came back, and I then thought, I want to go to the place where I always dreamt of. I started working with the e-learning platform where I was coordinating the STEM learning platform for leadership, communication, leadership, and 21st century skills with the students in India and Nepal. And I was also this internship coordinator for New York University, MIT, and Harvard. When I was meeting those students, I was seeing myself there. And I knew that where there is a will, there is always a way. And I remember when I also received the Public Service Award for all that, but I knew that this is just the process. Yeah, and then I applied to only 1 school. After 3 years, I applied to only one school because if I had to go somewhere else, I would have gone long back. It also reminds me of the story when I was first going to Lady Shri Ram College. The entire community came to my home and they said, "Why are you sending your daughter to Delhi?" And I said, "I want to go." And my parents were also thought, actually, we should not. But then I thought, like, I am going for a mission. And I was there. And then for the next time when I was going to Harvard, somebody asked me, "Are you going to America to prepare for a government services exam?" I said, "I don't know." Anyway, but this is when I received my offer letter. I remember it was 8 p.m. Saturday evening, and I saw a notification on my phone, and I knew that the result is here. I went to the room, locked the room, and I opened my email, and the moment I saw that, oh, congratulations, the Harvard community welcomes you to the Learning Design Innovation Technology program for the cohort of 2022-2023. I was so happy. But when I was going back, I went outside and I saw my mom making rotis and my father was watching TV, and I said, "I got into Harvard." My father was like, "What?" I said, "I got into Harvard." My mom came, and then she came with a glass of water, and I was jumping, crying, and I said, "I'm going to America." The first thing my mom asked me, "When are you coming back?" I realized they didn't realize what Harvard is. Then I told them, I always wanted to go to this university, and I got selected, and I'm going there. My father asked me, "Oh, what is the financial cost?" And then I was like, wow, let me wrap my excitement like you fold your handkerchief. And then I started answering all those questions. Nobody really achieved any higher education in my family as a woman in my community. And probably I was doing the very first time, and that is why they had so many questions and dilemmas. And I was okay with that. I remember, this is the picture from my graduation, and when I called my mother on the day of graduation and I said, "Mom, I am already dressed up. See, this is my regalia. I'm wearing it, and I'm going for my event." She said to me, "Every mother wants to see their daughter as a bride. Today, I'm so proud to see my daughter graduating from Harvard University." While I was studying at Harvard, I was also working with Advanced Leadership Initiative. It's Harvard's program where industry experts, leaders, global entrepreneurs, they come to learn social impact. Today, I'm working with two great esteemed leaders. So I work with NIACA, where I'm working with the 97,000 orphan children in Uganda. I also advocate for the deaf education, and I'm working with the TLC Global Deaf Foundation in Massachusetts. I feel when you really want to make a difference in the society, it's not about criticizing, arguing, but by living the example. I feel what worked out with me as a small village girl who never thought how the world even looked like, how big is this world? And I became the catalyst of the bridge between old ways and the new possibilities. And I feel that too is education. Thank you very much.